It is party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. We are in the Mothership Studio 22. That's right. Nothing's happening in the news, Lisa. Nothing.
We're making moves.
You're in a good mood. We're going to get to why in a little while. You're just a little bundle of energy over there. Puppet Master Mark, the perfectionist, at the helm, driving us into the nether regions as we dig into some things happening in Texas as well as around the world. And, of course, Candice, the queen of the Ethiopians. Candice, hello. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Candice, you got out of all your cryptocurrency, right?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So
I regret that deeply.
All of my Doge when it hit peak this morning. All of it. Gonna wait. I'm hoping it dips again like it did 2 weeks ago.
I think just from a personal financial outlook, I'm going to invest in some Doge. And then on Saturday, when Elon Musk hosts Saturday Night Live, I'm going to cash out after his opening monologue.
So is it this coming Saturday or was it last Saturday?
It's May 8th. So
okay,
I feel
that's how much I pay attention. I knew he was going to be...
I feel like it'll do another surge, a pretty good surge.
So I was looking, and apparently I think Mark Cuban made a reference to Doge on Instagram, and also it was Donald Trump Jr. who indirectly used the little dog meme. And you never know with this thing, but it jumped up to about 41 again, and it's been moving today. It's interesting. It's interesting. See, you know your husband's into this crypto thing.
Oh, he's totally into it.
He's totally into it. Yeah. But nobody can beat Beck. Beck bought Bitcoin years ago.
Oh, yeah. At the very beginning of when they got syndicated. So like 20-something years ago.
Yeah. And now it's at like 57,000.
I mean, Glenn might not be coming back to work at all. Ever.
Glenn has had a rough month. It's seriously a rough month. And he's been out of the studio because of his back. Mm-hmm. And he may just stay gone.
He may not be returning.
I mean, Glenn who?
Right.
This guy. Oh, my gosh. He's been teleported to Mormon land.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. This is going to...
Oh, Party Foul Steve hanging out at the pub along with Jennings. Guys, listen. No shenanigans from y'all, okay? Y'all are sitting awfully close together.
Cross our hearts.
He keeps getting closer and closer. Probably just moving me on out.
Yeah. So
I just like to smell you.
That's disgusting. My book, Am I Crazy? It was scheduled to come out August 3rd. Now it's coming out September 7th. There is literally a paper shortage. They can't print the book. There is a paper shortage.
They just found this out?
Well, you see what the price of plywood is. I mean, it's what, $94 a sheet. That's what we should be investing in, not cryptocurrency.
Right, exactly. Lumber.
Like that
wood.
Stuff is gold. And you just got, of course, your house flooded during the Snowmageddon back in, what was it, February?
February 17th to be exact.
Yeah. And so your house, you've been living upstairs because the downstairs.
We have been slumming it.
Yeah, this is the plight of white millionaires that live in North Texas. This is truly problematic. I feel for you.
Very problematic, yes. But not anymore.
But your floors have come in.
Yeah.
The new hardwood floors have come in.
Because as you know, everybody had floods and, of course, historic ice storm. Mm-hmm. So everybody was ordering the wood at the same time. So ours was back ordered by 4.5 weeks. And everybody else that I know, they're still waiting on and again, it depends on what type of wood, what type of flooring, the planks, all that stuff. Yeah. But I don't care about anybody else. I don't care. I just know that my wood is on the truck and it's going to be at my house today.
That means my book is on your floor. That's the problem. That is the problem.
That's probably accurate.
Pushed back my book so you could get your friggin' floors in your McMansion. Oh, my gosh. How about you, Jennings? Can you get wood? Okay. So I just want to make sure.
I'm investing heavily in this wood cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it's serious. It's serious stuff. There's and if I were governor, we wouldn't even have had an ice storm.
I know. I know.
That's the kind of control I can wield right there.
We need to pull this together and get you to that spot. We need to get you this
The
job.
only place we would have those windmills, if I had my say, is down on the border. Mm-hmm. And they would be protecting the wall. Those fans would just spin right by.
It's
but we're humanitarians and we're altruistic. We would at least put cushions on the end of the fan blades so that if it hit Pepe while he was coming across, it'd just pop him right back into... That is a solution.
I mean, I love that you are every day coming up with the new ideas and we're talking about them.
Innovative.
Yeah, very.
Innovative.
Next
and what we
level.
do is we set up cameras on the border, and it becomes like a Mexican Ninja Warrior course. And you just get across, you get to stay.
All right.
We fix this thing up.
This is good.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Apparently, we can't talk about drinking games anymore on the show either.
Wait,
because my behavior is less than gubernatorial. Okay.
Well, no shit.
Would you get another batch of trolls reading you the riot act?
From people from South Carolina. That's what's funny. We have people. It's the people from other states that are the most vocal about what we should be doing here in Texas.
He's like, don't worry about that, Jim.
Exactly.
Settle down, Susan.
Take it easy, Earl.
Yeah, you ain't voting.
There you go. Hey, listen, guys, I have warned you about home title theft where cyber thieves remove you and your homes from your home's title, and they become the owner. I said you better get home title lock because it's coming. If you're on Facebook, a big breach happened, and there were 500 million accounts that were exposed to cyber thieves. And according to a retired FBI cybercrime expert, everything thieves need to take over as the new owner of your home was leaked. Name, address, personal information, it's all out there. The thief forges your signature on a quitclaim deed stating you sold your home to him. He's going to leave you in debt and maybe even have you evicted from your own home. So you need to do what I did, protect your home with Home Title Lock. Go to HometitleLock.com, register your address to see if you're already a victim, then sign up for 30 free days of protection during the high-risk breach. Again, HometitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO for the 30 free days, and that's HometitleLock.com, promo code RADIO. Be right back.
I don't know.
All right. So talking about people that come after you, I was on Andrew Heaton, our friend, the mighty Heaton. I was on his podcast with Jennings on Friday.
Oh, nice.
And so he released it out on to Twitter, put a copy of it out there, the link to it. And of course, here come the trolls. And they they accused me of being seditious because I want to secede from the union. People really have no sense of humor, first of all.
Yeah, no, everyone's so...
And also, they have no idea what the legislation or the bill for Texit even means, right? It's not about seceding. It's about having the ability to govern yourself and legislate yourself without the encroachment of Washington, D.C. reaching in with their bureaucratic bony fingers and trying to control what we do here in Texas. We were a republic. We should have the right to be able to govern ourselves and, if necessary, to secede, right? You should be able to have that right. It's not that you're doing it. It's that you want to have the right to do it.
And there's a difference of actually doing it and wanting to have that right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's the issue is, what do you do when America stops being America? And we're on the verge of that in a lot of ways. There's a lot of things that are going on that are just really, really bad. I've said over and over, and we had Victor Avila on the show, you just take the border crisis that's going on, the just sheer mismanagement of that. The reason Kamala Harris, who is the immigration czar appointed by Joe Biden, the reason she won't go down to the border is because the optics are way too bad. If she was to go down there, they would see firsthand, because you can't hide from the reality of what's going on down there, and it would show that this administration is truly out of control. The fact that you have 25,000 National Guardsmen who are guarding the Capitol and the White House with a wall around it, by the way, and we don't have the presence of that we need down on the border, shows where the priorities lie. So America is ceasing to be America in many ways, and left unattended, we're going to have a problem because we're not going to have an identity as America anymore. I want to protect and make sure that Texas keeps that identity, and we're losing it. There are no more red cities anymore, not the big cities. There's no more red cities.
Yeah.
But Jennings made a comment on the tweet, and so you've made the comment before, Lisa. Just by being associated with me, you guys are going to get attacked, right? And I don't know if you'd ever experienced that kind of trolling before you started doing this show.
No. It
was a new experience for you.
And also this is like not you in my wheelhouse of like politically commentating on stuff. Like, I'm just like a mom with an opinion, and I don't really know all of what we're talking about all the time. But now that I'm on the show with you, oh man, they're coming out in drones.
Neither do we.
Yeah. So Jennings, what was it that the guy called you?
An obsequious little sycophant.
Okay.
Yeah. I
All those
love
big
it.
words. I don't know what a single one of them mean.
I'm gonna
I'm
make-
with you. What?
I love it. I'm
Dumbass.
So
you
it's
got to use
mean.
big words. Ooh, you're so smart, dumbass.
I love it. I'm embracing it. I want to get a name tag made.
Yeah.
And I told the guy on Twitter, I said, I'm going to make fun of you on television tomorrow for this. This is hilarious.
I'm going to have to Google these. You're going to have to spell them to me in a minute.
Well, sycophant means he's a bootlicker.
That's right.
So
And that part's true.
he's an ass kisser.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a guy who had 32 followers on Twitter. You know, these accounts that
sure.
exist simply to troll. One thing, talking about trolls, I've discovered that there are people out there who will put a Venmo account out there or a PayPal and say, if you want me to troll, you can send me money to this whole deal.
Stop.
So
That's genius.
That's another level, man.
that's a whole other level of just stupidity.
Yeah.
No. I disagree. I think that makes it respectable.
It is.
Like it's a business now.
It's capitalism.
But where the stupidity comes in, I'm all for the industrial entrepreneurial spirit that these people entail and embody. But imagine being the person who pays them. That
Right.
you're that weak that
Yeah.
you have to pay somebody to go troll other accounts. Boy, this is going to piss some people off. It's already pissed a lot of people off. But I like it.
I love this.
I love it. Lubbock, Texas. Love it up in Lubbock. Always have a lot of great support up there when we do shows, and we will be there in November at the new Buddy Holly. And they became a sanctuary city for the unborn after residents voted to outlaw abortion completely, making it the 24th city in Texas to do so. Obviously, the ACLU is losing their minds. They've filed lawsuits. ACLU has a long history of challenging unconstitutional abortion bans and will continue to fight to protect the fundamental rights of the people of Lubbock, said Drusilla Tigner. They always have names like that.
Wow. So that's a different one.
She's one of their strategists. Planned Parenthood spokeswoman echoed Tigner's comments, saying the organization fully intends to continue serving the city's residents. We want Lubbock residents to know our doors are open. We will continue to advocate for our patients no matter what. That was Sarah Wheat from Greater Texas Planned Parenthood. Lubbock the ordinance goes further than just outlawing abortion, as it also allows a family member of a person who received an abortion to sue the provider.
Yeah, that's big.
Wow.
That's a big deal. Family member can also sue any individual who assisted the person in getting an abortion. They don't know when that's going to take effect, but
Hopefully,
it's a bold move.
tomorrow. Yeah,
It's a bold move.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So here come the comments that I can't say what women do with their bodies.
But everybody, keep wearing your dumb mask. Keep wearing the mask
Go get your vaccination.
and get your vaccination and tell
Why are
everybody.
they're going crazy? Steve, we were coming back from San Angelo or going to San Angelo, and then we were listening to the radio this past weekend, and just like after every couple of songs, they would run this public service announcement about getting your vaccine. I'm like, why are they pushing this so damn hard?
That's funny you bring that up because I have gotten so many messages of moms that have brought their kids to like their pediatrician because of a cough or a cold or a sneeze, and these doctors are pushing these moms. Yeah. Well, no, your 3-year-old we need to test her for COVID, and that's the thing. It's like now everybody is assuming, these doctors, not all, but most, are saying, well, you need to have a test. You got to have a test. And I swear that's where it's going to go. You can't go to a doctor at some point down the line and say, can I get a steroid shot because my throat's itchy? I feel like I'm getting strep. No, it's COVID. Everything is COVID now. Yeah. I got so many messages from women last night that were saying the same thing. Even a girl that follows me, her mom is a nurse, and she had messaged her mom, I think that my daughter has croup. And her mom was like, no, it's COVID. And it turns out, no, it was croup. But they want to get tested. They want all of these kids, anytime you feel like a sniffle, now it's like, well, no, you got to get tested for COVID. No.
Well, one of the things, and this is, I keep telling people, I love telling people the problems they didn't know they had.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the things that's going on in Texas, of course, when Ron DeSantis in Florida, the governor of Florida, whenever he said we're not going to have vaccine passports. All right. A few days later, Greg Abbott, as is his trend, said we're not going to have vaccine passports either. But where he stopped short was he didn't make it where businesses can't demand you to do that. Okay?
Yeah.
So there is one of the Texas health system is demanding that all of their employees get a vaccine by July 2nd or they will lose their jobs. Now, that in and of itself is unconstitutional. That's there's a House bill right now on the Texas floor that is trying to change all of that and make it to where businesses can't force you to get a vaccine. They can't force you at the threat of losing your job. See, and that is a perfect example of why I say Greg Abbott says these things, but he doesn't do these things. He doesn't take the necessary action to take it one step further and get you actually protected from the real deal. Because whereas the state might not require it, you've got to make it where businesses can't require it.
Right, yes. And that's
because here's the thing. Those type businesses like the Texas Health, they receive government funding. They receive state funding. So we can't continue to give them state funding if they're going to demand basically what amounts to proof of a vaccine, that you've got to provide proof of a vaccine or your employment's going to be terminated.
Yeah, that is not right at all.
Yeah.
So if you're in the state of Texas now and you're working for a company and they're asking you need the vaccine, so where do you stand? Do they have to go get it or no?
You're going to keep your job.
So as of right now, if I don't get my vaccine by July 2nd, then they can fire me.
Yeah, that's why you got to call. Let me look up that bill real quick.
Someone messaged me.
I want to say it's
the left is doing a great job keeping this crisis.
Front and center.
Crisis mode, front and center.
Yep, front and center.
It's 1669, SB 1669. So you might just want to. You might just want to contact your representatives, your senator. And, State Bill, SB 1669, or Senate Bill. Contact them. These are the kind of things that are happening.
And if this is happening
and thank God we live in Texas.
Yeah.
Because, imagine other places.
I need to make a shirt that says unvaccinated. Maybe people just kind of keep their distance. So I like the 6 foot of distance. We can keep that.
Exactly.
Maybe
some
they'll
folks
back
I don't
off
want
a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I got to get on an airplane this week, and you know how much I fly.
Yeah.
And I haven't much this year, honestly, because I'm just over it all. I just don't.
I know. I'm flying for the first time on Thursday.
Of it.
Yeah.
So did you see, we did the drinking game. We created the drinking game, which wasn't a real drinking game. It was a spoof of a drinking game, folks. One line in it said if Joe Biden mentions Hunter Biden in his joint congressional speech, that you got to do a line of cocaine. All right. It was.
That's not controversial, Chad.
I know. We said, we talked about if he does this or that, you got to finish the entire handle of liquor, whatever. It was not a legitimate drinking game. Some people got pissed at that. They got a little bit, I could hear their Baptist buttholes pucker right up. And so, Tim Scott came out and gave his address, his response to the president. And, of course, a lot of people really blasted him because we know where the real racists are. And they are the progressives on the left. They really are. They're the ones who keep this narrative alive, MSNBC host Tiffany Cross, she blasted Senator Tim Scott, who, of course, is from South Carolina, Saturday after he declared that America is not a racist country. She called him a token and suggested Harriet Tubman, the woman who helped rescue slaves on the Underground Railroad, would have left Scott behind.
That's not a racist statement.
I was going to say calling somebody a token is kind of racist, right?
He also indicated that he was a minstrel. She talked about him tap dancing for the GOP.
Yeah. Tim Scott does not represent any constituency other than the small number of sleepy, slow-witted sufferers of Stockholm Syndrome who get elevated to prominence for repeating a false narrative about this country that makes conservative white people feel comfortable. She accused Scott of being thirsty for white approval, called him a tap dancer for Mitch McConnell. And that's, There were so many contradictions in the senator's speech that it was clear not even Scott believed the words he was speaking. I could go into great detail refuting each of his asinine points, but he did that for me. And moreover, a lesson I've learned, don't argue with people Harriet Tubman would have left behind.
By the way, that right there is the social media coming out in what she's saying. That's the social media mentality. There's so many things that I could say, but I'm not going to bother. There's so much proof that I have just right here, but it's so obvious I don't need to say anything.
We did that on the show last week where I read some of those comments and messages that came to me, and people are like, oh, you're just such a racist. And I'm like, well, provide one example. Mm-hmm. One example. We did a political event yesterday, and I'll tell everybody in the room, even off camera, the hostesses, the folks that worked at the venue where we did this campaign event, went in there and spoke. Everybody was gracious. It was a great little event. And the girls lined up, the waiters and waitresses, they lined up and took a picture with me. And one girl down on the end, she decided to flash the little white power, the little OK symbol.
Uh-huh.
I was like, girl.
Oh, settle.
Girl.
Chill, Kelly.
You mean
Relax.
you mean the okay?
Yeah. She did that.
But that's crazy. I can't believe we're
Well,
still talking about that being
People. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But-
did she mean it that way? Did she explicitly state that was
Who
what she
knows?
was trying to do?
Who knows? But that's the world we live in. Who knows? Who knows why that's? I mean, I understand why they say that is a white power symbol, because it's a W and a P formed with your hands, right? So it's anyway. But the fact that she did that,
Well, she'll probably be she's probably canceled by now.
She got fired.
I'm sure.
She lost her job.
No,
over
she
it.
didn't.
Yes, she did. Lost her job over it. Yeah. So there you go. NW retention. Let's talk about NW retention. My folks over at Northwest Retention Systems, they are America's premier holster and everyday gear manufacturer. They are a no-compromise top-shelf company. Every company, I know they say that, but NW Retention proves it day in and day out. Gear and product innovation is their obsession. Custom shop providing holsters and systems for hundreds of firearms. Proud to be all-American and to be manufacturing all of their products in the United States and to be employing Americans. Hey, at Northwest Retention, they got a lot of goals over there. They want to bring you the greatest quality, value, and service. They want to be innovative, and they want to continue to build and provide the best quality lifestyle gear to industry. And most importantly, they want to show gratitude and help their fellow man build relationships, train, and educate. They're a personal company and they work that out in everything they do and everything they bring to their customers. So what I want you to do is go to northwestretention.com. Go to Northwest. You need to check their stuff out. I'm wearing their belt right now. I've showed you this stuff before. Go to nwretention.com. Go to nwretention.com. Use promo code WatchChad. Save 10%. Be right back. But while we're talking about Tim Scott, Gary O'Connor, of course, is a Texas Democrat. He called Tim Scott an Oreo.
Yeah. And isn't he supposed to now he's supposed to resign or
They're
something?
calling for him to resign. And that's a lot of folks. I mean, on both sides are calling for him to resign.
Are they saying he's black on the outside, white on the inside?
Yeah.
All right. Just
There
want
you
to
go.
clarify.
Also, if you dip him in milk, he's delicious.
Chad likes the white
Good
chocolate
jokes
dip.
have to go on the microphone, okay? You can't be up there whispering to each other. That's what I think about that. So at that event we were at yesterday, there was a lady who was there. She had her daughter and a cute little girl. She was wearing one of my governor shirts.
I saw that. You posted it. So cute.
Because we just got the youth shirts in, and so I think she was the first one that I'd even seen wearing one of those. And this mom, I mean, she was a pretty well endowed gal. I mean, she was wearing a tank top, and she had a Glock 19 stuck in her bra, like the handle was sticking out, like just boom, right? I'm like, I've heard people put cash and credit cards and keys and stuff in their bra. I said, you're in Texas when you got gun titties. I mean, you got titty guns. I mean, it's just sticking right out of that thing right there. And I mean, it was ready for action.
Well, she's not joking around.
No.
She's ready.
I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen
Wow.
anything like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I can't
Pistol
only
packing mama.
imagine what it's like to have boobs that size to be able to holster a gun. What is that like?
I mean, it was wedged in there. So.
It's
Wow.
not bad, Lisa. It's not bad.
That's the thing about Texas. You don't know where we got our guns.
You don't know. We had them everywhere.
Yeah, we'd stick them everywhere.
Literally everywhere.
Got them in every room of my house.
That's right.
Including my underwear drawer. But there's none in my underwear right now. Oh, my gosh. And here's why you need your guns. California to early release of 76,000 prisoners, even felons. So 76,000 inmates, tens of thousands were convicted of violent crimes. They're going to be eligible for good behavior credits that shorten their sentences by 1/3 instead of the 1/5 that's been in place since 2017. 20,000 inmates who are serving life sentences with the possibility of parole. They're trying to reduce the state's massive prison population. And All minimum security inmates in work camps, including those in firefighting camps, will be eligible for the same month of earlier release for every month they spend in the camp, regardless of the severity of their crime.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Sounds like Hollywood's getting a new crop of producers.
Let me tell you, man, this is you're getting that get out of jail free card these days.
Yeah, this is it.
I mean,
There's
they've
no
already-
ramifications for
No,
crime.
there's no
really
consequence.
not.
Nope.
And
They've proven they couldn't live in society,
Yeah,
and we're just going to let them right back out.
turn them right back out. So,
You know what, though? If they want to stay in California, you guys can all just stay in California.
yeah. But
Stay
they won't. They won't. I mean, just because you're in prison in California don't necessarily mean you're from California.
Right. No, I
Right,
know. But
true.
California's just
I
such
guess
a...
parole officers, they're going to need a lot of parole officers.
Well, you know what? They're just going to take the border patrols that are doing nothing down at the border here, and they'll just send them to California. They
Yeah.
can just...
Well, I mean, I'm interested to see what the rate of return is going to be. How many of them be right back in prison?
Exactly.
So that's the world we're living in right now.
So what does this mean for the new crop of inmates? Like, they're just pushing all these thousands of out, and then they're just going to take more in, and then they're going to what? Do a few months, a couple years, and then they push them out, and it's just going to
Right.
happen in waves? Is that how this works? I can't believe we're talking about this. I cannot believe we live in a country where we're just letting these guys out. He murdered a couple people. He assaulted and sexually and raped a child, but they're all out, guys.
Yep.
It's fine. You did your
Whatever
time for a
happened to
couple.
the good old policy of having a big old island to drop them off on?
Well, Australia's full.
We'd have to get a different island.
Australia's pretty much full, except right in the middle of it. We just drop them right there in the middle. But this is the kind of nonsense that's going on. California is off the map, literally. I mean, in terms of mentality, they're gone. I hope Bruce Jenner does become their next governor. I mean,
I hope so too. It's going to be great.
Just the ish show that is California right now. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
And what's bad is there's some really good Californians. It's a massive state. It's a massive state. Number one state for agriculture, for ranching. I mean, there's great industry in California.
All your
but,
wine.
But San Diego and Los Angeles and Sacramento and San Francisco and Oakland, those coastal cities, they're controlling everything. It's the nonsense that's there. There's some good folks in California. That's why I always say, I want to build a wall under California, and then I want to go up the coast, and any city that sounds like it's of Hispanic origin can go to Mexico. We'll just deed it over to them, right?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I like all these.
You don't
little
even have to
plans you got.
rename it.
Yeah.
Los
What we
Angeles. Oakland is Spanish Ebonics.
That's right.
So just send them over,
That's a great filtration. That's a great way of just
Well, as
shaking them
Hollywood,
out.
you can make sure that they're in with that getting cut out.
We just keep the rest of the state. It's a beautiful place.
Right.
Beautiful place. And then we just take the wall on up and we build it around Portland and we take it around Seattle. Mexico would give Portland back in like 6 weeks.
They couldn't handle it.
They would not
They
want.
could not want.
Nobody
they don't
wants
want
that
it.
place.
No.
And that's where some of the biggest criticism comes of me and wanting to know my policies are people who live in Oregon.
Why do they care?
Or why deal with your own problem?
Right.
Right. Deal with your own problem. Another note. Vogue. Here's one. Vogue magazine, the place where we all go to for edification and sanctification and just get our daily wisdom. Vogue magazine. They have an article that's calling having babies. Candace and Mark need to be mindful of this. Not that they're pregnant. I don't want to start any rumors or anything, but they will be married soon enough. And, they will be married soon enough. They're calling it pure environmental vandalism.
So now we're shaming. Now we're shaming moms to be. Yeah. How is Vogue even?
Put that on your gender reveal party birthday card. Come, we're going to pollute the earth.
I've made it 50 years without ever reading a Vogue article.
Send a card that's the picture of the earth, and then when you open the card, it splits the earth. There's your virtue signal right here.
But to be fair, Steve, how many other magazines can you say you've never read an article from?
Yeah, it's probably a big
But
list.
Vogue is one of the
Steve
worst.
is not. Steve never read Playboy for the articles.
No.
That wasn't
Photography. I'm into
he never
photography.
used that excuse at all. Yeah. For the scientifically engaged person, there are few questions more troubling when looking at the current climate emergency than that of having a baby. Whether your body throbs to reproduce, you passively believe that it is on the cards for you one day, or you actively seek to remain child-free. The declining health of the planet cannot help but factor in your thinking.
When I'm thinking about having kids, I'm not thinking twice about the
planet,
the trees, none of it. None of it. This is awful.
Put a baby in me.
Give me a baby.
Screw the planet.
I swear.
The
There's
planet
nothing
will
I
take
care less
care
about.
of itself.
Right. Like, what do you
It'll
think?
shake us all off when it needs to, like it has thousands of times before.
And then, of course, I'm also worried about the sort of world that I'd be bringing my child into. I can remember having these conversations, 25 years ago, however long ago, when I was in college, with people who said, I'm never having babies because I just, I can't imagine bringing them into this world, right? And now they got like 6 or 7. Something about that call of nature. This person said, where we have perhaps just another 60 harvests left before our overworked soil gives out and we're running out of fresh water.
Freaking throw this girl on a tractor and call it a day. Bye.
Could I really have a baby knowing that by the time he was my father's age, he may be living on a dry and barren earth?
Well, then you sit there and plow the fields and everybody else will procreate. You idiot.
Here's one of the article's claims. Pollution now kills more people than tobacco, and 3 times as many as AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria combined.
Well, I mean, at least it's not COVID. Now we're talking about something else.
Yeah, that's insanity. I just noticed our clock is counting up, Mark. Hey, let's do this. Yeah. With I'm just thinking about having environmental vandalism. I'm having a baby.
But let's just rally for that. That should be part of your campaign.
I know. Candace, please, y'all hurry up and get married so you can have babies. Okay? And vandalize the environment.
And on your way to the hospital, go really slow so you can burn all that gas. And when you get to the hospital, make sure you're bringing paper bags and use all the plastic, get the styrofoam cups, all of it, Candace, all of it. Screw all of those eco-friendly diapers. None of it.
None of it. No good.
I'm getting her all plastic.
I want to live in a dry, barren earth. Hey, with corporations meddling in our democracy and canceling free speech, we need to support companies that support our values and believe in the Constitution. If you haven't already, go to patriotmobile.com/Chad right now. When you switch today, you bring your own phone, you get 50% off your first 2 months plus a free Patriot starter kit. And while you're there, you can enter to win a free phone and a cellular service for life. All the details are on my special page, patriotmobile.com/Chad. That's patriotmobile.com/Chad. They got the broadest nationwide coverage and use the same towers as all the major carriers, so you get the same great service. Plus, they have plans to fit any budget, including multi-line discounts. Switching is very, very easy. Go to patriotmobile.com/Chad. Call their U.S.-based customer service team, 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. You're going to get even more savings if you're a veteran or a first responder, so make the switch today. Get the discount, get the free starter kit, and a chance to win cellular service for life with the offer code CHAD. I spell it Chad. That's patriotmobile.com/Chad or 972-PATRIOT. Be right back. So as Candace mentioned earlier, Elon Musk, of course, is going to be the host of Saturday Night Live. Elon Musk is, do you know much about him?
He's kind of weird.
He's an odd duck.
Yeah.
Right. He's an odd duck. I've read several articles, not in Playboy or Vogue, but several articles about him. He's an interesting cat.
But like we talk about this, these super smart kind of like
Glenn Becky
off the rail
type people.
Guys are a little awkward.
Yeah.
But they're
Beck
super
doesn't
smart.
live on the same planet as us. Right.
Glenn's halfway to Utah right now. Let's be honest about it.
But I mean, you're right. It's different, right? Yeah. Typically people who interact with things more than people throughout their, one of my kids is total engineering mind, right? I mean, his destiny is written for him. He's an engineer. He could be a little awkward towards human interaction, right? Because he's spent his life with his nose in a gearbox, messing with stuff and building things and all that. Musicians a lot of times can be that way because they've spent their entire life relating to an instrument more than a person.
Right.
Sound guys are the weirdest guys on the planet, Steve.
Yes.
We know that to be true. But Musk is kind of that way, right? So I can't imagine him hosting Saturday Night Live.
No.
It's going to be an interesting thing. I'm definitely holding on to my Dogecoin until after that happens. But Saturday Night Live cast members, they're not going to be forced to appear alongside controversial billionaire Elon Musk when he hosts the show. Speaking historically, if a cast member has been unhappy, they don't have to do it. And we won't ever make them do anything they don't want to do. So some cast members have made it clear that they're less than enthused by the prospect of having him on stage. After he tweeted, let's find out just how live Saturday Night Live really is. People reacted pretty
That was
harshly
him
to that.
advertising for them. That's just basically, they should shut up.
Well, I'm sure half of the staff took that as a knock,
Yeah.
because they do pre-recorded bits. And who is even watching SNL at this point? None of their bits are funny.
Yeah.
Nothing. My guinea pig is funnier.
They were a lot funnier when Trump was on there.
The balls of my
The
guinea
balls
pig
on your guinea
are
pig,
funnier
boy.
than all of SNL skits put together.
No. Yeah.
So when is this airing? This weekend?
It's going to be, I think, on the 8th.
Okay.
I also will not be watching it again. But I will be watching my Dogecoin.
I will be watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's courted a few controversies over the years. In an interview last September, he downplayed the risks of coronavirus, adding he won't get the COVID-19 vaccine. So no cast members have pulled out yet, but thank God they've created that safe space for them.
It's like, pull out. We don't even know who you are. Half of those cast members. There's no one there except for the Kenan Thomas guy. He's the OG.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
He was on a radio show that I was on 20 years ago. He's still there. He's like the only one.
Beck should host Saturday Night Live.
They would never have him on in a million
That's
years.
what they should do. They have Beck.
That would be really funny. We would be reading the same article. Half of the
same
staff
article.
would not like to be on stage.
They would already be gone.
This is brilliant because none of the cast members would show up and the show would be funnier.
Exactly. 1 in 2 people globally lost income due to the pandemic.
That's me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got laid off last June, 2 months after I had just signed a 2-year radio contract from
think everyone
internal budget cuts.
Every family was affected in some way.
Yeah.
Some made money off of it.
Hi. I mean, this when you have an online marketplace, sometimes that is helpful. When people are sitting at home getting stimulus checks, they want to spend them.
Yep.
So, I honestly, 2020 wasn't a bad year in the grand scheme of things. We were honestly able to do a lot of things through that we would not have done had we not been shut down. Right.
It's called adapting to the situation. And
yeah. But that's our businesses were built to be able to adapt to a lot of different situations.
Well,
And of
I
course, that
totally
was one of
adapted to unemployment. I don't miss my job one bit. Not at all.
You still getting checks?
Listen,
Yep.
so we went
Yeah.
to there's a new place in Fort Worth, a beautiful hotel with a restaurant and a bar and all that. And it's new, they just opened a few weeks back, and they're having a hard time finding people who will staff it. Because nobody wants to go to work.
Yep.
It's too easy to just sit at home and get your stimulus checks.
So say every restaurant that I've been to in the last couple of weeks, right on the door,
Yes.
are looking for
And a lot of these
employees.
managers are posting on like your local Facebook pages that they're looking for, kids are coming home for the summer from college. Well, why would you work when you're getting your checks? Why would you?
Well, people are starting to see so we've preached forever about how our welfare system in America it's broken, right? Because there are people who they abuse it, they live off of it, and so rather than it being a hand up and a helping hand, it's something that becomes their lifestyle. And now others are starting to get a taste of that, and they're saying, "Hey, this ain't so bad. I can sit at home, do this," and that doesn't my mindset. I'm kind of a hustler, so I don't have that mindset at all. If you're going to give me free money, and I can still go out and make money,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to be doubling up.
Exactly.
Yeah. I still haven't gotten any of that quote free money.
Yeah. No, I haven't either.
Yeah. Well,
I really haven't. Unemployment, but eh.
did you get a second check, Steve?
I got all my checks.
Notice how quiet he is?
Steve owns it, boy. He's like, I know what I did.
That's right.
But that's 1 in 2 people
Shows you
worldwide.
how little I make.
No, it shows how little you report.
Oh.
1 in 2 people worldwide saw their earnings drop due to the coronavirus. With people in low-income countries particularly hard hit by job losses or cuts to their working hours. A study by the international charity Oxfam on Thursday said the pandemic had cost women around the world $800 billion in lost income. Yeah, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. That's Glenn Beck money right there.
That really is. But, under Biden, everybody's going to continue, except for a small majority of the population. Everyone's going to continue getting all their free stuff.
Well, I keep saying it's $1.9 trillion, and I didn't agree with it when Trump did it either. That money is not theirs, and it's not there. It doesn't exist. More money has been printed by the Treasury. More money has been printed just in the last couple months than has been in every year in the history of the United States.
And see, and there's nothing to,
combined.
That's counterfeit. It's fake, all of it.
Well, there's nothing to back it.
Mm-hmm.
We laugh about Glenn, but Glenn's called it. I mean, he said the dollar is gone. So, what does that look like? Is it a cryptocurrency society? What's going on?
Right.
I mean, because you don't have the value to back that paper, and that's what they're doing. So, just in the last couple of months, they've printed more cash than all the years combined. That's
cool. So our country continues to be a trash fire. Awesome. Keep making your babies, guys.
Screwed.
Great.
Make them babies and let's vandalize the planet. Everything's free now. Everything's free.
Oh my God.
Yep,
Keep buying that gold and silver.
Yep. I ain't telling you where I hide mine. I'm like Silas Marner. I go dig mine up every night and run my fingers through it, Got it, baby. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Hey, pre-order my book, Am I Crazy, at watchchad.com, where all the fun stuff is. You can go there. It's got links to the book, and also you can get it wherever books are offered, specifically places like Amazon. We hate them, but we love them, don't we?
It's full of paper. It's bad for the planet.
Exactly.
Buy the book.
Buy the book. Pre-order. It'll be out September 7th. People are wanting it. Finally got Beck's endorsement.
Really?
Yes.
Good.
Finally got Beck's endorsement. So got some heavy hitters that have endorsed it. Pretty good deal. Come out and see us at a live show. We're going to be the Woodlands. No, we were just at the Woodlands. We're going to be in Beaumont, Texas. I'm getting my Texas cities confused. On May 15th and then May 27th, we're going to be in Forest, Mississippi. That's just east of Jackson. Got some good friends going to be there. Colt Ford's going to be there. Ira Dean. John Rich apparently is going to show up and hang out. It's going to be a big show. So that's Forest, Mississippi. And then, of course, we've added Birmingham, Alabama, May 28th. And the big show, Arlington, Texas.
Oh.
Come watch Lisa Page get drunk. June 4th. WatchChad.com has all the details, the information. Get tickets and come hang out with us. That one is going to definitely be sold out. It'll be a full house.
I'm going to need tickets. Okay? A pair. Thanks.
What is the word, Steve?
Straight out of Comptix.
Straight out of Comptix. We added Boise, Idaho as well, June 10th and June 11th. Planning on being in Washington, Everett, the birthplace of Glenn Beck. Everything is about Glenn Beck
everything.
today.
It's like he
God.
follows
Back on an airplane.
I know. We'll be back on airplanes.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's good stuff going on. Good stuff. Go to Prather2022.com. Check out some of the things that we're talking about that we care about. And be sure to sign up for our email so that you get a daily update of everything that we find important that's going on in the state of Texas and keep you updated on our little campaign run. Grassroots as it gets. That's a way of saying we're broke. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow night. Love you. God bless you. Talk to you then. Bye.